when it comes down to it, how I choose to spend my time is what will make the difference in my life, in my relationships, and in all those types of things.
So, Duayne, lots of builders that we talk to, they complain about people not taking, not respecting their time, not valuing their time, taking up their time, trying to control their time. And we see too that they don't necessarily value their time as well, that they'll be keeping themselves really busy but not really being productive, and also not getting time for the things that they say are really important to them. You know, so many builders, so many people say, for example, that one of the most important things of their life are their family and their relationships, and yet they live a life that's not in alignment, that doesn't actually show that they're spending time with their family and their relationships. So can you talk through with me, you know, how valuable is your time, and how did you start wrapping your head around this whole concept of actually valuing your time?
Time is the most valuable thing to me. Like it's my thing now. Like, it's not all about turnover, the type of jobs I do, how much money I make. Like, time is my number one valuable thing, and when it comes down to it, how I choose to spend my time is what will make the difference in my life, in my relationships, and in all those types of things. So probably a turning point for me, like I do a lot of Audible stuff now, and over the years I've got coaching and mentoring stuff, and like, we all have the exact same amount of time. And like, this sounds so weird, and I even find it funny to say, but like, we all have the same amount of time, same amount of minutes, hours, days, all that type of thing. But it really is. It's how you choose to spend that time. And for me, I wasn't valuing any of my time. I was letting everyone around me control my time, tell me when I need to be at meetings, turning their issues into my issues, and just sucking up my time that I should have been having with my family and doing things that I enjoy doing. And the other big thing that like played a big role in this is I was always letting the client set the time. And so I was meeting clients whenever they wanted. I was at their beck and call. I'd meet them after hours. And it's so crazy, because they would say to me, "Oh, look, I work till 5. Like, can you meet me after that, or can you meet me on a Saturday?" And I wouldn't even hesitate. Like, I would just think, "Oh, well, that's part of my job. If I want the next job, I need to go and meet them when they can meet me." And like, I remember missing kids' events on Saturday mornings of a night time, like missing birthday dinners and all sorts of things, because I was sitting with a client that at the end of the day I didn't even get the job. So for me, time is my number one valuable thing. I cherish it, and I'm in control of it. If I do something that wastes my time, it's on me.
Yeah, we talk about time a lot at Live Life Build, and particularly with our members, and how they can think about using their time productively. And, you know, one of the things that really demonstrates, I think, that not all time is the same is that whole idea of, you know, think about when you waste 2 minutes scrolling social media versus standing under a completely freezing cold shower for 2 minutes, and how different those 2 minutes feel based on what you're actually doing with that activity. And so, you know, there's that joke that we all have the same 24 hours as Beyonce. At the end of the day, though, it is this thing of, we need to understand that our time is fixed. And so what we choose to do with our time really matters if we are going to have the businesses that we want and live the lifestyles that we want. And that thing of speaking with clients, I know that lots of builders would be really scared to say to clients, "I can't meet you on the weekend," or "I can't meet you of an evening," and think that that means that they're going to lose that job. What I teach homeowners is, look, they're a business. You wouldn't expect to meet your accountant or your lawyer weekly on site, you know, of a Saturday morning. And if this is your project, you need to make your time work as well, so that you can work with this building business to make a project, you know, make your project happen.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, like, I guess our industry has let it happen for so long. Like, a lot of clients do expect it. But you're exactly right. Like, you can't go and meet your doctors after hours. Like, my thing is, like, the grocery store. Like if the grocery store is shut at 9 p.m, so you can't rock up at 5:09 and say, "Hey, let me in. I've got to get my groceries." So one of the simplest and easiest things you can do to show more value in your time is you set the expectation with the client. Like when a client contacts you or emails you about a meeting, you tell them the times that you'll meet. And probably the other really big one is setting your business hours. Like I probably was taking my time for granted a lot, I think, in the past. But like even just something as simple as every communication we have with a client, whether it's your voicemail on your phone, your tag on your email, all those types of things, like setting business hours. And straight away that potential client sees you're a business. You've actually got opening and closing hours. So look, it's definitely come a long way for me, and it's actually allowed me to do things that I never would have thought possible. Like in the last 4 or 5 years, we've had some incredible family holidays. I've done some incredible personal stuff, like going to base camp at Everest and those types of things. And I would never, ever have done that in the past, because I would have talked about it, I would have booked it in, and then I would have let the business take over. I would have let people tell me what they needed doing, and it wouldn't have happened. So valuing my time and locking it in and sticking to it, and letting, I guess it's almost making. Like if clients want to work with us, then they have to fit into our schedule, not vice versa. And to be honest, if they're not the type of client that's prepared to wait, they're not the type of client we want to work with.
Yeah, and I think that when you don't look at how you can manage your time well, you end up wasting it. You end up letting it just fritter away. And when it is, a finite resource in terms of that we have that 24 hours every day to work with, you want to make sure that you're optimising it where you can, and you're valuing it, and spending it in the right places. And if you don't look at how you can manage it, how you can set those business hours for your meeting, how you can help clients understand how to work with you inside those boundaries that you place around your business, you can end up just seeing time slip through your fingers because you're not managing it well. And that, before you know, time's just raced away from you and you've not been able to use it productively.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things, like a lot of builders come from a tradie background, and so our days are in our mind. So like we turn up to site, 6 o'clock, get your tools out, start work at 6:30, and like you have a quick shout out to the team that's on site, and you smash out a frame or you do soffits and cladding, and it's very physical. So like how much framing you get done in a day, or whatever it may be, cladding, fit out, whatever. And when you take that, when you're going through that transition from being a tradie to just rocking up on site, doing whatever needs done to get the job done, to becoming a builder, where you are having to meet clients, do quoting, do proposals and all those types of things, it is very hard to understand how you can control that. And yeah, it's so worth putting in the time and the effort. And like we keep saying, just find that one thing and start with it. Start with the schedule, put one thing that means a lot to you. A lot of people start with their personal, whether it's exercise or gym or whatever it may be, but it only takes a few weeks for you to understand that, I'm going to gym when I want to go to gym. The world's not ending. Like the jobs are still running. People are still doing what they're meant to do. And then just keep growing on it.
Yeah. And the more you value your own time, the more you'll teach others to value it as well.